The collapse of a deck that injured several people this weekend in Eden Prairie is shining a new light on a potentially serious safety issue for many homeowners. Kare 11's Joe Fryer explains.
I'd estimate that this deck was built about 30 years ago.
The good news about this deck in Bloomington is that it's low to the ground. The bad news?
This deck is about ready to be replaced.
Is that its days are numbered.
I mean, if it goes in like this, obviously we got some issues.
Reuben Saltzman is a home inspector with Structure Tech.
I'm just wiping away the top of the joist here.
In a matter of minutes, he found plenty of rotting wood and shaky guardrails.
And I give it a little nudge with my hip, and if it does this, it's nowhere close to what it's supposed to be.
But the biggest concern is found beneath the deck.
Yep, it's this board right here.
Where this ledger board is nailed to the house rather than bolted.
Any home inspector is going to tell you we find more problems with decks than just about any other part of the house. They're notorious for being built wrong.
Over the weekend, a deck collapsed in Eden Prairie, sending 10 people to the hospital with minor injuries. Investigators say the deck was about 30 years old and age played a role in the fall.
They're built a lot more safe today than they were about 20, 30 years ago.
Monique McClure-Hagee is president of the National Association of Home Inspectors Minnesota chapter. She says codes for building decks are much more stringent now than they were 30 years ago.
You have to have a ledger board. Now you got to bolt it on. Now there's flashing that goes over the ledger board.
So if your deck is older, experts say you should make sure it's as safe as possible to keep the bad news away. Joe Fryer, Kare 11 News.